Hey everybody, how's it going? What is up? It's me, Twister Windstalker, and today we're going to be talking about my Samsung Galaxy S3. And as you guys can probably, oops, wrong end. Ha! I knew I was going to do that. And I knew I was going to do that. Oh, get a good look at my face. Get a look at my face as I knock over my... You can see the cracks in my old phone. That's right. I cracked it real good. And that happened this year, and I've had this phone for 6 years. And it's like, oh. And it finally one morning, yesterday morning in fact, was like giving me this error message saying that it was overheating and overheating and overheating. And what I did was I popped it out of this case. I took the back off of it, popped the battery out of it, and let it cool. Put it back together again, charged up to 10, give me the same error. Went to work, let it charge, let it sit outside, and I should have really took it apart when I was at work, but I didn't think about it. Put it, left it outside, got out of work, and I didn't even power on. I may go to the flea market and see about buying another one of these and getting a battery for this to see if I can recover the data that wasn't hooked up to my Google account so that I could so I can try to get the rest of the data off this. I already took the SD card out of this and put this into my new phone, which you guys are watching this video on. Which this new phone is a Galaxy J7 Sky Pro, and I have the box is right, okay. And as you can tell by this little map down here, it's Verizon. And then if you look right there, you can also tell that it's Verizon by that V. And the features, it has a 5.5-inch screen, HD, so everything looks nice on it. I mean, compared to this, everything looks so much better. It's running 6.0, and I could have got a phone that ran the latest 7.0, but I was like, you know what, if this 6.0 runs everything like Mario, what is it, Mario Run Mario, whatever that is, or Pokemon Go, what do I care? It has 16 gigabytes of internal memory. The front facing camera, which I'm not using, I'm using the rear facing, no, I'm using the front facing, is 5 megabytes. The other end, the rear facing that I'm not using, is using 8, and it's Wi-Fi compatible. And what else does this baby do? It has supposedly 31 hours of battery life. And boy, this thing I would have to be charging by now. And I've ran this thing since midnight, unplugged, and it's like 40% battery power or something, and this thing would have been dead. Of course, this thing is 6 years old, so the battery isn't expected to live as long. It has 22 days of standby power. It has all the apps and everything. It has GPS. It has a 1.4 quad processor, which I don't think this has a quad processor in it, but I think it's like a 1.2 or so, and this doesn't even have, where is it, 16 gigs. This, I don't know what this has, but this, you couldn't put very many apps on it before it started being like crying to its mommy. It has Bluetooth 4.0, so all the latest, greatest Bluetooth technology up until this point works for it. My Fitbit works perfect with it. And while the Fitbit worked with this, as long as I put it on classic mode, it didn't have all the bells and whistles that came with a Fitbit. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do in a way, but then it didn't, say certain things. So, and of course, this thing is also hearing for the hearing impaired. So that's nice. And so I have to say goodbye to my Galaxy S3. And I know I've talked on this channel before about going to an S8 or S8 Plus. I always thought about doing the Smart Play, but for $132 with 2-year insurance on it, and it's my first dive into 4G, and it's a Samsung, and it works just like this thing, just bigger screen and better. I think I'm going to see if this thing will last 6 years or better. Sure, the technology will be outdated by then, and they'll probably have in 10 years Android version 10.0 or 20.0 or whatever, but hey, this was only a 3G, and while it was fast, this has proven to be way faster, and I like it. I mean, for they had it originally marked down at Walmart for $130 for the phone itself, and then they rolled it back to $100, and then you put the insurance on, and it's right back there. And I've been with Straight Talk. I was with Straight Talk on and off for years. So this 7 years with Straight Talk, yeah, I'm going to call it 7 because even before I got this phone, I had a Straight Talk phone. And I've been with the current company that I work for almost 7 years coming up soon. So I've been with Straight Talk for over 7 years. And other than me not liking their customer service, because calling them and actually talking to a person is quite annoying, because they don't always understand what you're saying and you don't always understand what they're saying. So if you can figure out how to fix it yourself, which every company I have been with has this one solution to the whole cell phone problem. It's take the case off if you have a case on it, pop the back, pop the battery out, wait 30 seconds to a minute, put it back together again, and there you go. That's their solution. Of course, there's another solution which involves you factory resetting your phone. And if you have a Google account like I do, you'd have to log back into that whole thing, which ironically, back when I was doing Verizon, Sprint, and all them, you factory reset and then you have to slowly put everything back on. Now, I know not every phone has a Google account attached to it. I know that. I think iPhones have the iPhone equivalent to the Google account. They may even have a Google account. I don't know. But you log in, and then what most of the stuff, probably like 90%, 80 to 90% of everything is re-downloaded to your phone. There's probably a few things, because I can't access this to verify that everything was switched over. But I had at least 3 screens full of stuff, and I know this screen is bigger. So I'm pretty sure not everything got switched over. I don't know how often this does a backup, but it does the backup. So I had 32 apps, and that might have been everything. But this phone has a Samsung account attached to it, So maybe that will help. I don't know. Because I'm partial to Samsung stuff. Because 6 years. Okay, I know LGs last forever. I had an LG that lasted for freaking ever. You could drop it, you could do almost anything to it except for maybe run it over with a truck and the thing would survive. This, perhaps a little bit more fragile. But hey, I need to get a screen protector on it, which is basically a piece of thin glass that's breakable but doesn't shatter, and you can just replace it instead of having to replace the whole phone. Even though I did get the warranty, I'm going to get a nice, I seen at Walmart to have the nice thermal stuff on it. I'm going to get a nice case for it, better than the one I got for this, even though that little crack, as I said, just happened this year. And the other nice thing about this is this camera right here did 1080. This camera right here did 720. On this, both front and back camera runs 1080. Sure, it's an 8 megapixel camera and a 5 megapixel camera, but 1080 on both screens, and this has an HD screen, so everything looks extremely nice. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad I got, because the guy at Walmart was like, hey, this is a well-rounded phone, and it, is good, and it may last you, So, I chose this phone. So far, I give it 2 thumbs up. But, as always, time will tell, and we will see. So, if you guys found this video informative, give it a thumbs up, leave comments down below, subscribe, hit that bell if you subscribe so you can get all my videos. Leave a comment down below if you like my video. If you don't like my video, still leave a comment down below. Let me know why it is you didn't like the video or you did like the video. I'm curious to know. That way I can improve my videos for you guys. And, as always, I will see you next time. And quickly, I'm sorry about the video not being uploaded Wednesday. But, I was having issues with this. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Even though it wasn't a warning thing. So, sorry about that, and I'll work harder to get everything right for you guys.